I'm Kenneth, a relationship coach and a psychotherapist. Every relationship is different, and every breakup is different. Work with me, and you'll get professional help on your situation. Just click on the link in the description below, or go to my website, askcraig.net. Hi there, I'm Coach Kenneth, and in this video, I'm going to be talking to you about why they don't respect you. Well, a big part of relationships is respect. And without respect for each other, there is not going to be a healthy dynamic. And I really believe that you have to have respect for each other to love each other. Because if you think about it, think about somebody that you don't respect. Could you see yourself loving them? Not likely. Because we really tend to value people that value themselves. And when we act as if we deserve respect and we command respect from somebody, they tend to think of us in a more highly and positive way. So, you got to respect yourself in relationships, and this can be difficult for many of us. If you've had an attachment trauma or attachment injuries in your early childhood with your parents, they didn't make you feel loved, or they cared about you, or that you could tell them what your needs were or go to them, you're going to be a lot more likely to suppress your own needs in your romantic relationships. You learn the pattern when you were very young. I can't tell them what I need. They'll abandon me. They'll walk away. So you take that, you keep that dynamic, and you act that same dynamic out in your romantic relationships. I can't tell them what I need. I can't tell them what I want because they'll leave me. And as an adult, if you cannot be alone, you're going to let people walk all over you. And both men and women do this. It has to do with the dynamics in our childhood. And it can be a real struggle because, breaking that pattern, being aware of that pattern, and then changing it is really scary because you're ultimately terrified. If I stand up to them, if I tell them not to treat me like this, they're going to walk away. But the truth of the matter is, if you allow them to walk all over you and disrespect you, they're going to be a lot more likely to walk away. And I think that you'd be much better off to stand up for yourself and setting a boundary with somebody than to let them use you, take advantage of you, mistreat you, and then stay in that relationship. So, I got a good email today from a woman that's in her mid-20s. Now, just to give you a warning, English is not her first language, but I thought this is a good email, and there's a lot going on here. So, this is a lesbian couple that dated for 4 years. She says, "My family keeps bullying me because I look boyish. I've been bullied since I was 11. My life was hell, and I just can't believe it when I find someone that loves me, and it just makes me strong." Okay, so you can already see there's a lot going on just by that opening statement, right? My family keeps bullying me. So think about that. Her family bullies her. They're not supportive, they're not loving, they're not uplifting. They make her feel bad about who she is. And they've been doing it since, well, she says 11, but I'm guessing it's probably been her whole life. She says her life was hell. Could you imagine living with a family that they made your life feel like hell? So she's very insecure, okay? And so you're going to see a lot of issues coming out here. She says, "I just can't believe it when I find someone that loves me." Okay, so now you have another really powerful belief that's going to affect everything. She doesn't think she's lovable. Why? Because her family didn't make her feel lovable. And then she says, it makes me strong. So she's kind of using her partners to gain inner strength. She uses the love that they give her to make her feel good about herself. And in a way that's healthy, but as you could see, it wouldn't be too, because you should find internal strength and not have to use somebody else to feel that. Because if you do, you're going to feel like you can't live without them. Okay? She says, we never lived together because our lifestyle in our country, we live in the same city, we talk and meet almost every day. My girlfriend's dad cheated on her mom since the first day of their marriage, and when she grows up, she became so against men, she hates men. She's so feminist, she used to tell me, we fight, you're like my father. Okay, like I said, she doesn't speak English as her first language, but there's a lot of issues coming out here, so I think it's going to be good. So, okay, dad doesn't respect the mom of her ex here, and her partner is really angry against men, which is probably a part of the reason why she became a lesbian, because she's so angry at men, and she has this hostility towards men. And look at that. She says to the girl who's writing the email, when we fight, you're like my father. And what do I tell you guys? We're attracted to the familiar. So that's why she's drawn to her. She said, after the breakup, I begged to give me another chance, but I stopped after one day. The biggest problems in our relationship is that our life is so negative and there was a lack of trust. Now, here we have some reality distortion going on, and you'll know it because this is what she says. We were perfect in our first 2 years, but later I got that habit of cussing her. Okay, so the fact that she believes that this relationship was perfect for the first 2 years is just not realistic, and there's probably several things going on here. There's a lot of reality distortion going on because of the tremendous amount of unmet needs she's had in her life, but also, you know, those first 2 years we have all those chemicals going on in our brain, you know, the dopamine, the oxytocin that makes us feel so good, and so she overlooked all those red flags. Because you don't go from a perfect relationship into, I got in the habit of cursing her out. It just happened. One day I woke up, I started coughing and then just cursing at her. That doesn't happen like that. She used to cry a lot once I called her bad names. When I got mad, she used to beg me to stop. Then I stopped, but later I do it again. Because when I'm mad, I don't know what to do. Well, she has no emotional self-control, and she has no respect for her partner because she thinks, I can mistreat this person and they're gonna stay. So, that's a big problem. And, you know, I have found that human beings by nature take our partners for granted when they think they're gonna stay. So, you know, you can't let somebody believe that they can mistreat you and you're going to tolerate it. I just curse at her because I don't mean it, I swear, but I feel that her look and respect level to me got changed. Well, I can assure you you're right. Why should she respect you? You have no emotional self-control and you think that it's okay to mistreat her. And you just come up with excuses. And quite frankly, you're an adult. It's time to start acting like one. This is not okay, and it's not okay to curse at your partner and mistreat them because that's abuse. And you better change real quick because you're going to wind up real lonely. She said, I want a break last year in August. She said her feelings to me are confusing and she's cold. She's not sure about her feelings to me. I got really anxious and cried and begged, but it was no use. She left me. And you deserved it. You mistreated her, and she got fed up to the point where she didn't feel safe with you anymore. She didn't feel connected to you anymore, and she got fed up with it and left you, and I don't blame her. She did the right thing. She did the right thing for herself. Nobody should tolerate abuse in relationships. Then we got back together after 1 month after I did the no contact rule. She told me she was afraid to lose me. She thought I would leave her forever. Well, you could see right there, she got anxious over losing you, but what do I tell you guys all the time? If you don't do the work and you don't make long-lasting internal changes, when your ex comes back around again, they're going to leave you. And here is the perfect example. You're going to watch it play out. Because look what happened. She thought I went no contact. She got another opportunity. Bam, dumped again. You got to do the work, guys. I'm telling you, you need to be somebody's best option. And unless you are, they're going to look at the other options. And who could blame them? Alright. Then she left me again in November because I didn't change. What did I just say? This is what I tell you. I'm telling you guys, I know what I'm doing here. I still do the bad things to her. Then we get back together after 1 month. She said there's no use of taking a break with you. You'll never change. So she came back to me. I don't know what that last part means. Like I said, this is not her first language. But you see the point here, guys, is that, you want to show somebody that they've changed or that you've changed when you really haven't. And it's really just a manipulation to try and get them back. And you're fooling yourself if you think that after 3 weeks you're a new person. No, you're just anxious and you want to manipulate them back. Well, guess what? That isn't going to help you. Okay? That is just the magic beans. You're trying to sell them, and they're going to see right through that in a matter of no time. So really it hurts you more than anything if you try and beg somebody and show them you've changed when you really haven't. It takes time to change. It really does. And it takes hard work. And believe me, I've done that work, and I see many of you guys doing that work every day. And I just want to say, I'm so proud of so many of you guys that I talk to on a daily basis. And you tell me all the work that you're doing when we're Skyping together, and I see it. I can hear it. I can tell who's doing it when I talk to you guys. And I am really proud of you guys because so many of you guys are working your rear end off to be your ex's best option. And I'm always behind you rooting for you because you deserve it. Alright, let me go on. I got off track. I was doing the no contact rule, but there were signs that she still wants me. She was stalking me on Twitter and blocking girls on my Twitter because she knows my password. Well, that sounds healthy. But after a while, her treatment got changed. She doesn't care about me like before. She became cold. We've been fighting a lot because of jealousy. She gets jealous of my friends. She made me leave almost all of them. She thinks as long as I'm a guy, I have to avoid girls. But for me, I don't like to have boyfriends. I don't get along with them. It just doesn't work with me. But that's the only choice I have. Well, that was a little bit confusing to me. Maybe she means because she's the masculine one in the relationship that she should have to hang out with guys and she doesn't feel like she gets along with guys. I'm going to assume that's what she means there just because of the language barrier. But, ironically, she likes to spend her time a lot with her friends, not like before. She used to make me her first option, but now she thinks it's okay to ditch me for them. I felt lonely and get jealous and start to tell her, you like them more than me, and talk and talk. Well, you are incredibly insecure, and it sounds like she is incredibly insecure, and there is a lot of very unhealthy behavior here. There's a lot of jealousy and anger and immature, selfish behavior going on here. This relationship is crumbling, and unless you both decide to work on it like adults, I don't see this working out. Even our sexual life has changed, and she has become very cold. Well, how could she want to be close to you when you're abusive towards her? When you're cursing at her, why would she want to be close to somebody that's treating her like that? She doesn't desire me anymore, and when I ask her, why did you change, she shouts and gets mad and says, if you want sex, don't curse at me. And I don't feel like it because you don't respect me. I hate it. Well, that just summed up everything that I've been explaining throughout this entire video so far. She just summed it up perfectly, right? I hate it. Do you blame her? I don't blame her. I feel like she lost her attraction to me, but she keeps saying that she loves me and can't live without me. We started to fight like daily, and even she slapped me on my face because she found out I was replying to a friend on WhatsApp. She never treated me like that before. Well, you guys are out of control, and you both don't have any respect for each other. She used to respect me. Even she never cursed at me, and if she did, she used to cry and apologize a lot, and blow up my phone to say sorry because I seemed strong that time before our first breakup. She thought that I can leave her easily. Well, like I said, there is a lack of respect between you guys, and she was probably so hurt and angry at the way you've been treating her and cursing at her that she started lashing back out at you and just got so fed up she couldn't control her emotions anymore. After these months, she started to curse at me and beat me because I knew I'm weak and I love her so much. Or because she knew I'm weak and I love her so much. You see, this is what I'm talking about. You allow her to mistreat you. She allows you to mistreat her. And then what happens? You don't have any respect for each other, and where does the love go? At the end of June, I figured out she was interested in another girl. She met this girl in May. She was texting her friend about it when she was asking her what to do and how to reply to her. Well, sounds like, things had gotten so bad between you, she was looking for other options to line up. As if she's afraid to ruin the chance to make this girl like her. Yep, exactly. She is. Because she's more interested in that other girl. And I don't blame her, because you're abusive. Although this girl has a girlfriend, and she seems normal in the way she's texting, but they were hanging out for 4 days in a row, and I asked her not to meet her. So now you're trying to control her, tell her not to meet this other girl, when she, quite frankly, doesn't want to be around you anymore. That's not going to work too well, I can tell you that. She was treating me like crap. She's cold and tried to avoid me intentionally. I noticed and I got needier. That makes perfect sense to me. When I read the conversation, I went crazy and cried. I called her friend and asked her about this conversation. So, you have no emotional self-control, no ability to control your anxiety. You just lash out and say and do whatever you want. None of this is acceptable in a relationship. I feel like a broken record in this video. She says there's nothing between them. Your girlfriend's just trying to distract herself because of your excessive fights. Yeah, right. My girlfriend said she doesn't have feelings for her, only liked the attention and tried to distract herself. Yeah, right. I told her I can't accept that. I told her, you either block this girl out of your life or I'll break up with you. Yeah, right. So now we've got an ultimatum. Boy, we've got a little bit of everything in this video, don't we? Now we've got an ultimatum and a threat that you're going to break up with her, which you're not going to stick with. I mean, come on, please. You don't have the emotional self-control to stick with a decision like that. Now that I think about it, you both might be borderlines. Borderline personality disorder. If you're not familiar with it, I do have a video on it with Margaret. It's called What is Borderline Personality Disorder? You might want to check that one out. She said, I don't know if you're going to stop cursing at me and treat me right. I don't believe you. You told me you're going to change a lot, and I gave you many chances, so why would I lose this friend? Well, that is a very excellent point this woman is making, and I agree with her. By the way, 1 month before I saw these, because I felt there's something wrong, and I blocked her from my girlfriend's Twitter, then my girlfriend kicked me out of her account and got that girl back to the following list. Man, this relationship is a disaster. Oh, man. I was really mad when she did that. You were mad? Well, you had no right to do that. Do you even see that you have no right to go into her Twitter account and block people? I mean, and you're mad at her. Oh, man. She told me, you're psycho. This girl has a girlfriend. Well, regardless if that girl has a girlfriend or not, that other girl quite possibly is interested in your girlfriend. I do think that. I don't think you're naive for thinking that part, but your behavior is out of control. Then, after that, I saw these texts and got really upset. My girlfriend was trying to flirt with her. I was right. My girlfriend wants her attention. Yeah, and I don't blame her. I mean, I don't know why she didn't end the relationship with you a long time ago. Quite frankly, you deserve to get dumped. I mean, you know it, right? Like, you know that you've been mistreating her. Nobody should be tolerating this kind of behavior. Alright. She asked for a breakup in March. She said she's tolerating our relationship because she loves me only. She said I'll decide in this break if she'll stay or not, although she was begging me not to leave her when I told her I'll break up with you because of the text 2 days before. I don't know if she was just feeling guilty. Well, I don't really believe you're going to break up with this woman. And I'm pretty sure most of the people that are going to watch this video won't think you're going to break up with this woman. Because, I mean, she smacked you in the face. You didn't break up with her then. She's done a lot of things to mistreat you. You didn't break up with her then. After that break, she realized that her life is better without me. And her feelings changed. So she broke up with me in July. She said, I don't love you anymore. I tried to convince her. She got mad and blocked me from everywhere. She even kicked me out of her house. She was so mean. She was so mean? What about how horrible you've been to her this entire relationship? You completely ignore that. How come in 2 weeks she lost her feelings? In 2 weeks? In 2 weeks? How many times did you guys break up before this? How long had she been telling you that you mistreat her and that you're not good to her and she can't trust you and she's giving you chance after chance after chance and you think it's 2 weeks? You both have had massive amounts of attachment trauma in your early childhood, and the amount of reality distortion going on here is very high. You're both deluding yourself. I mean, honestly, if you think this woman lost her interest in you in 2 weeks, you're completely ignoring who knows how much of this relationship where she was telling you repeatedly, you mistreat me, I don't like you, when you treat me like this, you're abusive. I mean, how many times did she have to tell you? But you don't listen. Why? Because your anxiety is so high. This is what I tell you guys. Your level of anxiety is so high that you are not focused on what she needs or what she wants. What you care about is how you feel. Alright. I was her first love. I used to spoil her a lot, and she used to spoil me too, and treat me like a king. She was so into me, and talked about me to her friends, and feeling proud about me. Well, that's probably before you treated her like trash. I give her everything she wants to make her happy. I was there for her. She told me for the first time to go move on. She thinks I'm a negative person. I can't imagine why she would think that. And I'm still contacting to her friend to know if she wants me back or not. But her friend promised me not to tell her about it. I don't know. Yeah, right, like she's not going to tell her. I'm so tired, Coach. I can't eat or sleep. I'm so in love with her, and I'm still ignoring any girl that talks to me on Twitter because I'm afraid she hates me more and more. Twitter? What are you worried about Twitter for? Won't think about being back is right or no. Although she told me, live your life. I hope you help me with a plan, please. I'm sorry, my first language is not English. Well, there are a lot of issues going on in this situation. And I think I pretty much repeated myself 100 times. And for those of you that got a little frustrated with that, I apologize. But sometimes people need to hear the same thing over and over again to get it to sink in. There is a lot you need to do to get this ship righted. And I don't think that's going to happen anytime soon because both of you have massive amounts of trauma and you both need to do a lot of work on yourself. It's obviously a very complicated, challenging relationship where you both have a lot of trauma and a lot of issues going on. If you want to make this work, both of you are going to have to sit down and act like adults and talk it out and really stick to a plan and take it day by day because this is really overwhelming and exhausting. And I don't know if you can turn this situation around. It would take a tremendous amount of work and dedication. If you both find yourself in that situation where you feel like you love each other that enough, maybe you can. But it's not going to be easy. So, that's it for this video. If you want to get my help personally, go to my website, askcraig.net. Sign up for the coaching option that works best for you. I do email coaching and I do Skype coaching. If you like the video, throw a like on there. And be sure to subscribe to the channel because I do post videos Monday through Friday. That's it for this video. I'm Coach Craig Kenneth, and I will talk with you soon.